comes to hip-hop music, this is what I do. It's in my blood, it's in my bones. It's just who I am. It's the way I walk, it's the way I talk, it's the way I drip. And got a detective who's about to give me some money. I don't know why. Let's go find out. Stay tuned.
In this video we'll be talking about AKA's wealth and how rich he is as of year 2023. This includes his cars, houses and businesses. But we will also go into details about his jewelry and his earnings for every year altogether. Well, I don't want to spoil the whole video for you. But let me just get started with this video. Most importantly, stick around and watch until the end to find out.
Yeah man, stay tuned. There's a lot more to come. You're welcome.
As we all know that AKA is one of the most popular musicians in Africa, typically known for being the hottest rapper in his days. What is surprising about him? Well, he's no longer a full-time rapper nor musician but a businessman. Well, for your information for those who didn't know, AKA is currently worth $15 million as of year 2023, according to See a Knowledge website. This is interesting, because AKA has the same net worth as Casper Vest, which is also $15 million net worth. For those who didn't know, AKA stays at a 7 million rand house, which is very cheap, or maybe his budgeting, who knows. This house has 5 bedrooms to sleep, which is very impressive for the size of his house. On the other hand, I'm not sure whether it's a townhouse or maybe a complex, but at least he has a place to stay. Comment down below and tell me what you think about his house. Moving on to the interesting part of this video, which is AKA's car collection. Well, the rapper doesn't spend much money on things, but he is sure a big fan of BMW. Anyways, we're just going to start from the lowest to highest on AKA car collection, in terms of pricing. As you didn't expect, AKA owns a BMW M340i, which is one of the coolest 3 Series out there. That car is worth exactly 1 million rands. Personally, I think it's way too cheap for him. Plus, on the other hand, he owns a BMW 7 Series, which is the luxury car that BMW has ever made. Well, the price of it is 2 million rands. BMW 7 Series is just a cheap version of a Rolls-Royce. Not because it's owned by BMW, but because of the price. The last car that is owned by AKA is the BMW X7, which is one of my favorite luxury SUV. Well, he bought this car last year around November. About the price, you'll be surprised. The BMW X7 cost AKA 2 million rands. Well, those are all the cars that are owned by AKA at the moment, at the beginning of 2023, during this time of recording of this video. About his previous cars like BMW i8, BMW X5 and BMW X6 were sold out. The reason for that, because AKA wanted to upgrade his new car collection on his garage. How much is AKA cars worth together? Well, in total his cars are worth 5 million rands. I know some people will say AKA is very cheap and some will say AKA is broke or what. Anyways.
If you need some money, unfortunately I do not have any. I would love to contribute, but I do not have any money this year. Thank you.
Be reviewing his jewelry, the most shocking part of the video. As we all know that previously, AKA was spotted wearing a lot of fake Rolex watches before. But now, he got himself a Rolex Datejust 2, which is 41mm ice with VVS aftermarket diamonds. Well, the reference number is 116334, and overall that watch is worth 370,000 rands for everything. By the way, it was just a gift from his business partner, who felt sorry for AKA. His second and last Rolex watch, his is a used Rolex Datejust 36 champagne dial watch. The reference number is 1162330150. The price for is exactly 150,000 rands for it on used promotions. Well, those are all the watches owned by AKA in his collection at the moment during the time of recording this video. In total his watch collection is worth 520,000 rands, which is $500,000 rand. Moving on to his chains. Again, you would be really surprised. AKA has a Versace chain that's worth around 40,000 rand, but he reported that it was lost during his performance on stage and threw it out by mistake. AKA also owns other cheap chains like his 26,000 rands chain with black diamond. I don't know whether it's real or not, because baguette black diamond costs around 100,000 rands. In this case, I will not mention the total of his chains. On the other hand, AKA also has finger rings. The first ring he has is the feather ring. Well, it costs around 7,000 rands. Plus, he has other cheap rings that are worth 3,000 rands. Comment down below and tell me what you think about AKA's assets.
actually kind of get to know, because social media and all of the celebrity stuff, you kind of miss what the depth of people when you pay attention, and all this stuff ends up on socials and Twitters.
Now let us talk about his businesses that he owns in his career. His first company he founded is Beam, which is an operating company on music, brands and media spaces. Overall, the company is basically a local brand. Secondly, AKA made a partnership deal with Cruise Vodka, where he's paid a percentage of every purchase that is made. Well, I believe this is the best idea because it helped him to get more money apart from music. Thirdly, he founded his own local clothing brand like any other celebrity in South Africa. His clothing brand is called Bovamania. Lastly, AKA is now the owner of Lounge BLK, which he bought back in 2020. He has a significant ownership on this lounge. Plus, the lounge has won numerous awards as the #1 premium entertainment spot in South Africa. Those are all the businesses and companies owned by AKA that made him a millionaire today. Personally, I think he took a smart decision on investing his money, because being a celebrity in Africa doesn't last forever.
If I really even want to address it, because I can't meet everyone, I can't sit down with everyone and have a face-to-face conversation with them. I've learned in this industry that you will never please everyone. I can't please everyone. But, I can conduct myself, well, and be courteous and respectful to whoever I meet day to day. Anybody that's ever met me and sat down with me will tell you a different story. And that's really what matters to me. The impression that I leave on people that I meet. Not so much the impression that I leave on people that don't know. You realize you are what you say you are sometimes, repetition, if you can drill it into people, and it starts with you have to plant the seed in people. I think this is kind of a business, kind of like a lesson in branding. Maybe I'm gonna go off on a tangent. So if you say you are who you say you are, right? So the first thing that I learned was I was in 2011 I had the Metro FM Awards, and it was the first awards that I was ever nominated on a national stage. So when the newspaper came out the next day, obviously I wanted to see what they had written about me in the paper, and then they wrote there, AKA Prince of South African Hip Hop Scoop Study Awards. And I read it, I said, Prince of South African Hip Hop. That sounds nice. That has a good ring to it. So that's what I started drumming into people. Prince. Every time interview, Twitter, Prince. Before you know it, that's what people started calling me. Super Mega. So now I realize, you know what, I've achieved all these things. I want to build my brand around superstardom. I want to build it around just extraness, just grandioseness. It needs to be big. It needs to be colossal.